Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to UCF Soccer Complex Ignite match between the 58 Temple Owls and the number 1 team, UCF Knights. And now will be the starters for the Temple Owls. At defender number 2, Esteban Flores. At defender number 4, Pierre Caille. Midfielder number 7, Leandros Lillis. Midfielder number 8, Andres Charles. And midfield number 10, Jalen Campbell.
All right, the beautiful city of Orlando. Where else do you want to be in mid-November? It's snowing up north, freezing temperatures. A little cold front here in UCF. It's in the 60s, very pleasant conditions. The 1 seed, the UCF Knights, and the 5 seed, the Temple Owls. The Owls picked up their first ever tournament championship victory, defeating Memphis. This should be an exciting one. SMU awaits the winner. Here is our updated brackets. Double OT. The Mustangs moving on, and that was a very competitive first match.
It was a competitive first match, intriguing, not a classic by any stretch, but somehow, some way, the Mustangs found a way to put the ball in the back of the net when it mattered and got the victory.
Well, UCF, hello again, everybody. We're back here. Matt Stubbington, Ari Shannock, back at the UCF Soccer and Track Complex. Good crowd coming in to see the 1-seeded Knights.
Well, as you'd expect, knowledgeable fans here in Orlando. They love to see the Knights play, and it's going to be a great atmosphere for tonight's match.
And what an exciting team they have, led by Cal Jennings. But for Temple, what is the key to stay in this game?
Well, they have to make sure that they can control the tempo, play at the speed that the Owls are comfortable playing at. And if they are able to do that, they will disrupt what UCF are trying to do. Of course, goalkeeping is going to be key, because UCF, they create the chances.
And for UCF to beat the upstart Owls.
Well, make sure you get a quick start. You don't want to leave the Owls hanging around. Start on the front foot, put the Owls under some pressure. To do that, you got to find space between the lines. Occupy the space between the midfield and the defensive lines, and then break forward from there. Get deep into the attacking third.
Key player for the Owls. How about a 6'9" goalkeeper?
And according to Coach Calabrese of UCF, he moves like a cat for a big man. 6'9", as you say. He's from France. His communication is getting better. According to Coach Rowland, he's doing a really good job of communicating with his team this year, and that is why he's emerged as the leading goalkeeper for the Owls.
And for the Knights, the player of the year again in the conference, Super Cal Jennings.
Well, what can you say? Look at the career goals, the points. He's a wonderful player, a change of speed that is incredible. He is a fantastic leader and has a knack of finding space in the box. And of course, when he's in that space, he knows how to put it in the back of the net.
The 1 seed, the UCF Knights. The 5 seed, the Temple Owls. The Owls have played very well lately. This should be a good one. Coming up next.
Discovery. It can come from any direction, in places new and familiar, but often starts from within.
when we say charge on, we commit to do extraordinary things, to put in the work, to be smarter and stronger, to let them know we're coming. Charge on! Charge on!
Charge on, Night Nation in attendance here at the UCF Soccer and Track Complex. Crowd is ready to roll. This should be a good one. The Owls and the Knights. UCF 13-1-2, 6-0-1 in conference. RPI number 3 in the nation. They are 3-2-2 all time against Temple, who is 8-7-2, 3-2-2 in conference. The Owls' RPI is 37th in the nation. UCF currently ranked 5th in the nation. That's highest in program history. They're a 3rd RPI and 3rd in top drawer soccer poll.
It's been a wonderful season for the Knights, getting the national recognition for their success. But their success and their reputation means absolutely nothing to Temple.
Oh, this Temple team, very scrappy, Matt. They will not make it easy. They had a 5-match unbeaten streak snapped November 9th with a double overtime loss at SMU 2-1. So that is how well this team is playing.
Both coaches very generous with their time before this game with me. As Coach Rowland, and that his team just needs to make sure that they control the way they play, focus on them, don't get sucked into playing the UCF game, and take the opportunities when they arise.
Coach Rowland, 8 seasons on that University of Maryland staff, 3, the final 3 as associate head coach. 2-time captain playing at UMBC. Was inducted into the Hall of Fame there in 2014. This Owl team, dangerous, as we spoke about. They actually defeated UCF last season, Matt. That was early in 2018 season. 1-0 at Temple. That kind of victory, even though it was a year ago, that's got to give them confidence.
Oh, it does, and something to build off of. Although both teams are obviously different outfits from a year ago, but
UCF building, far side. Let's send it down to Haley, field side.
Roland, he told me that a goal for his team is to really start out and just get control and start to manage this game, because last time when this team played UCF, the Knights actually scored in those first 3 minutes. So they know that this is a fast team. They don't want them to come out of the gates too hot. So let it settle down and use the fact that they have some momentum here late in the season to help them just kind of gain some control in this one.
Thanks, Haley. The one match played this year back on the 27th of September that was here in Orlando. 2-0 UCF won it.
And Coach Calabrese said that we scored early. That changed the complexion of the game, and Temple had a player sent off, which of course changes the complexion of the match. So completely different entity now this later in the season, and it's going to be a different story.
Betancourt. Knights, the silver jerseys in this one. SMU awaits the winner.
Coach Calabrese said there's some similarities between the way the two teams play. Feels that Temple are a little bit bigger than his UCF Knights, although he feels that his team may be a little bit superior as far as their technical ability, although that's not taking anything away, he said, from the Owls' ability on the ball either. And he was also talking about how disciplined his central midfielders have to be when they're defending. Perez, Ness, Villalobos, not getting sucked into what Temple are trying to do as far as the attacking passes being made through the midfield area of the pitch.
Coach Scott Calabrese, 6th head coach of UCF. At the helm back in 2016. Second season, he and his staff earned the Conference Staff of the Year, as they did again this season. There's a good look at Scott.
His enthusiasm in his conversation with me. If he's like that every day in practice, it's no wonder his team is good. I could have quite easily stood there and listened to him for the remaining of the night, except for the fact that I had a job to do, and so did he.
Temple trying to break free, but that back to Uddle. Yannick Uddle, goalkeeper of the year, 2 straight seasons in conference play. 49 saves. Also first team All East region of 2018. Out of Munich, Germany. UCF here in front of their home crowd. Here comes Jennings. Cal accelerates. He shoots, blocked. Right back to Jennings. Tries again, he launches, and Lefebvre is there. He's 6'9". You're not going to beat him upstairs, that's for sure.
Well, from what Coach Calabrese said, it's going to be difficult to beat him downstairs too. That was a knuckling effort. Rifled left-footed shot there, testing the goalkeeper.
Simon Lefebvre, 6'9", 210-pounder out of France.
Well, both coaches, and you'd expect it from Coach Rowland, he's his player, but both coaches very complimentary about Lefebvre and his abilities, and good with his feet, good with his positioning.
Second.
Athletic as well.
That says a lot for somebody that's 6'9".
And Coach Rowland, a huge part of the goalkeeping position is communication, and when your native language is French, you have to learn how to succinctly communicating in English. It can be difficult, as UCF conceded dangerous foul.
Injured Owl player being checked on by Campbell. And slow to get up here for the Owls, but good to see on his feet. As Golding. Excuse me. Karani.
Karani, that foul by Ephraim.
And getting back to Lefebvre, his second team All-American Athletic Conference goalkeeper. A great opportunity here early on for Temple to capitalize. They have Lillis standing there.
It's a great position for a shot or for a service.
Fernandez, he shoots it and over the crossbar.
Disappointed that he didn't test the goalkeeper. Set pieces, we talked about it in our first match. Set pieces can be so important. SMU scoring both their goals from set pieces, although from the second phase of play.
That ball cleared out. Luis Perez was there. Near side, Mendoza on his run. Barry into the 18, but the defender gets there first. Well played and cleared by Brandon Johnson, because Tabu Barry, the junior from France, was looming.
That was a wonderful ball played over the top. Johnson had to be Johnny on the spot there, as Barry was getting into the attacking third, deep into the penalty area.
First corner kick of the match. And that's sent in into the 18, cleared out of there by Melissa. The organized midfield with Dean.
You hear the coaching staff asking for Temple to organize together there, and they did a wonderful job because they forced UCF back to the goalkeeper. And the ball was promptly kicked out of bounds for the throw-in. So good work there from Temple, defensively denying the second phase of play from UCF following that corner kick.
UCF searching for their first American Athletic Tournament championship title after back-to-back regular season championships. Yoni. Perez into the 18 and then cleared away. Luis Perez, dangerous, 9 assists, 4 goals. UCF on a 15-match unbeaten streak, the longest in program history.
Silly foul there from Perez. Frustrated, probably confidence from the player to square up the defender, but not connecting on the pass.
Hernandez looking for that far post. Uddle is there to cover. Lucas Fernandez, 3 goals, 5 assists. Second team all-conference player.
Seattle there just starting the play again quickly. Temple not paying any attention.
Looking for Barry down the far side. Headed forward by Bourget. And then sent out of bounds.
Again, good to hear the communication from the benches to the players, and Coach Rowland asking his team to recognize when the long ball is being played. As UCF now a couple of times played short from the goalkeeper.
Bentaker. Ball sailed a bit on him. Headed out front. Headed forward by Ness. Mendoza, a little bit of space. Bentaker. Far side. In the corner. Play back at the edge of the 18. Ball launched in at 1 hops and will roll out of play.
Watching Cal Jennings' movement up top is an absolute treat. Strong with his back to goal, holds the defender off, and immediately spins, trying to find a way to get the ball back again. It'd be a nightmare to try and defend against.
13 goals, 4 assists, 6 game winners. Player of the Year, 2nd straight season for Mr. Jennings. 16 game winners in his career, most of any active player in the NCAA.
And doing all of that, knowing that his name is probably #1 on everybody's scouting report.
Absolutely.
And you look at, it's not just the goals that he scores, he's getting assists as well. And probably some of the involvement in goals, he's involved in the build-up, either by movement off the ball or not connecting with the pass that leads directly to the goal, but probably involved within the build-up to the scoring opportunities. And that can mean so much, because you're garnering so much attention from the opposition defense.
Barry with his speed puts it across, getting shot in and hit the crossbar. So close. What a chance created. Barry, a gorgeous ball, leading Cal.
Oh, that had everything but the ball in the back of the net. That was world class from Barry. Beautifully played ball in. Difficult skill off the full volley. Jennings just ends up putting a little bit too much on it, splitting the 2 defenders beautifully there with a timed run.
Oh, beautiful to watch. Like you said, Matt, everything but the back of the net there. Fernandez.
And Johnson had drifted out to try and help out Bourget as Barry was coming into the attacking third. So Kayet and Suarez were then split by the time run of Jennings.
Hernandez, Knights second in the conference goals per game, 2.31 per game. Broken up and broken out of the pack. Karani into the 18. Can he get a shot off? A sliding tackle. And that is a goal kick. Superb defense. Running to catch the talented Karani.
Fram that. Doing just enough to force Karani away from the goal. Coach Rowland asking for the foul. Mark Allerton is the assistant referee on this near sideline.
Jennings. And that shot attempt blocked. Corner kick earned. Beautiful pass in from Perez. Let's take a look here. Karani.
It was a risky tackle. Contact was not made with the ball. Perhaps the trailing leg caught Karani. Well, the argument would be that he was already going to ground.
Itzhak Ephraim. There's the corner. Perez headed, and they'll run to the opposite side and do it again. Ephraim defending and catching Karani.
Within the run of play, Mr. Allerton and Mr. Fernandez communicating well, the refereeing crew, making sure that they were on the same page.
Thomas Ness out front, headed straight up in the air. Loose ball, shot, deflected, and cleared. Sound defense there from the Owls.
It's been a little end-to-end stuff right now. It's opening up into what will be an entertaining match.
Yeah, terrific first 16, 17 minutes here. UCF up 6-1 in shots already. They will unleash.
Coach Rowland up and drawing at the fourth official.
Huddle come up and retrieve this. Well, UCF, you will see plenty of corner kicks from this team. Led the conference with 126 on the season.
You see the way Temple are setting up defensively. They're trying to stop that outlet pass to the wide fullback players. Mendoza on the left and Dean on the right. So you have three defending players, Fernandez, Lillis, and Karani. Now they're trying to force that ball through the middle of the pitch if possible. Stop the flank play. And Temple will take that all day long. That long ball over the top, straight into the back line. Well done defensively with their shape.
Andres Charles, midfield. And this is Caillet, Pierre, out of France. Second team all-conference player.
Conversely, Coach Calabrese was talking to me before the match, saying that Temple are trying to bait the central midfielders into allowing a more dangerous entry pass further up the pitch. So he's going to be looking for his midfielders, his central players, to be very disciplined in the way they hold their position or approach the ball, making sure that they don't overcommit or commit too early to open some space up to be exploited by the Owls.
Owls very impressive early with their energy and pressure. UCF building. Barry. He settles. Barry dancing over the ball, lost it momentarily. Well, give and go, and cleared as just before Villalobos Vega was able to connect.
Good read by the goalkeeper. Otto could have come all the way up to the halfway line to make the play on the ball.
Edge of the 18. Perez. Shot near side. And UCF, another corner kick.
Another darting run from Jennings across the face of the goalkeeper. So much confidence that Ertel has in his team. The goalkeeper currently is standing at the bottom of the circle on his defensive side of the pitch, and he's been approaching that area of the field the whole time UCF have been on attack.
And Swinger headed forward, and a goal! Louis Perez. The crowd loves it here. Night Nation on their feet. And that goal scored by Itzik Ephraim. Gonna change that. Itzik with his first goal of the season.
Oh, it was a great ball played in. Tomorrow I'm going to be going to the opticians to get my prescription fixed, as I thought the 8 was a 0, so I apologize for that, Eric. That was a wonderful header. Textbook down, right against the post. Goalkeeper no chance. Important opening goal for UCF.
UCF goal for number 18. It's a time. And assisted by number 10, Louis Perez.
No, you were right. Louis Perez got the assist. You knew there was a 10 in there somewhere. Louis, his 10th assist for Itzik Ephraim, the 6-foot sophomore from Jerusalem. Goal number 1. We'll take that in the conference championship semis.
Well, we saw it in the first game. Set pieces.
Well, UCF relentless in their
So
attack.
important.
Here they come again, the Knights. Miles able to take it. Relentless pressure. Both teams getting after it. And they're attacking third when the other team has the ball. Near side, Bourget, Mika. A couple of goals this season. Charles working with his teammate, Brandon Johnson. We're confirming Itzhak's last name, Ephraim.
Ephraim.
The Israeli, along with his teammate, Yoni Sorokin, also out of Jerusalem. Jennings turns, shots, slide, right out front, loose ball is cleared. So close to number 2. Hal shaking his head, nearly scoring again.
Well, looks like the whistle is blown for a foul. Great play down the right flank. Ball comes in, played across by Dean. Not sure where the infringement was, but I think it was after the cross had been played and Jennings was coming back to the ball.
A great cross by Jonathan Dean, the captain, who has 5 assists. Ball looked like it actually got caught underneath Jennings on his slide. Tried to touch that in.
And Carroll, that, a good job. He was a little bit late to the party, but when he got there, he forced UCF to play the ball back towards the goalkeeper again. Otto then forced to play the ball long, and that allows Temple to try and win the second or third ball from the long clearance. And they do so again. This time, the possession is on the throw-in.
Great start. Excellent action to this one. 1-0 Knights. Chested forward. Frendak. the corner, Liso on his run. Yanaguttle launches into the night. Big crowd here on the near side. Knight Nation out in force. Barry heads it forward, but right to the Owl defender who plays it back to Lefebvre. Vladimir Mendoza, just a freshman. All rookie team player. Played for the U.S. under 18 and under 20 national team level. Groomed with Orlando City Academy. Knights attacking again. Barry. He shoots and saved by Lefebvre. Got that big body moving to the right.
Oh, he gets down well, does the big man. This looked like it had petered out. Perez gets the ball out to Barry. He could have crossed it into the far post. Jennings was arriving. But knowing that the attention would have been towards the penalty spot of Lefebvre, Barry quite cheekily tried to beat the goalkeeper to the near post.
Yet another corner kick. Thomas Ness has an assist this season. In swinger. Headed up, still in the box. Sent back in, but off the side of the foot. It will be a goal kick for Simone.
Put the backspin like that on the golf ball, he'd be happy.
Not that last slice, though, right, Matt?
That looks like
that's the way I play.
I say it looks like one of mine.
We're over 25 minutes in. Exciting first half already. This game started over a half hour late with the double overtime first semifinal won by SMU. Into the 18, that shot looped up over the goal, just underneath it on that attempt.
Player's reaction says it all. Vivi getting into the attacking third, playing the ball back across. Again, the presence of Jennings opening up the opportunities for others. This time Perez not able to put that one on frame.
Louis with 4 goals this season. Gino Vivi, 5 goals, 4 assists. Conference Rookie of the Year, Gino. Played for the under-20 Costa Rican national team. Another talented piece here for Coach Calabrese and the Knights. UCF sharp here early, aren't they, Matt? The way they're passing.
A team that likes to possess, pass with rhythm. Coach Calabrese saying that he wants his team to force the tempo a little bit, not stay too much on the ball. Stay too long on the ball, it allows Temple to get set defensively, and you end up just swinging the ball around your back line, trying to find ways to penetrate, but Temple will remain organized and make that job very difficult.
Louis, strong throw in, Jennings sealing. Cal hoping to get it back on his run as he positions himself into the 18. There's a shot, and Lefebvre able to cover. Bobbled for a moment, but good positioning by the 6'9" keeper.
It was a nice save, good positioning, but the shooting opportunity came from the right fullback. Dean getting forward on his horse so quickly. Garners the attention of the 2 defenders, and that allowed UCF then come inside and try the left-footed shot.
The Owls qualified here for the semis with their first American Athletic Tournament Championship victory. That was a 2-1 win at the 4th seed Memphis. Suarez tying that game at the 89th minute. And then Campbell winning it in double overtime from Karani.
Nice touch there from Barry.
Barry galloping in, yet to be picked up. Goes to the middle. Shove from behind. And no call. Just a lot of pointing there. UCF thought they may have had a PK. Sent to the deck was Villalobos Vega.
Mr. Fernandez very definite, pointing to the ball, stating that Johnson had received the ball or touched the ball before the player.
In the box again, UCF in their attacking third. Trying to unload. There's a shot. And score! Cal Jennings. Just a matter of time as he goes to the crowd behind the net for a big hug.
Oh, you're right. It was just a matter of time. Pressure galore from UCF. Temple not able to clear the lines. Ball breaks kindly out to Jennings. He knows what to do at the top of the box. Puts it wide of the goalkeeper. Not a lot of power on the shot. Pure placement. And at the moment, it looks commanding for the Knights. As Coach Rowland goes to his bench, trying to find a way to make some changes, get some momentum back on the side of Temple. There's 15 minutes to go in this first half.
Well, this sub in. Number 9, Algren Gallegos. As he comes in for Lillis. 2-0 UCF is quite a start for this Knights team. Relentless attacking. They're leading 10-1 in shots, Matt. What do the Owls have to do to turn this around?
Well, they've got to turn the defensive shape, defensive pressure that they're playing with into some turnovers in their attacking half. Find a way to then get numbers forward. It's tough, though, to switch from a defensive set and defensive shape and spring forward on offense, especially when your opposition keeps doing things like this.
Here they come again. Oh, they're possessing within the box, Matt, over and over again.
Fancy footwork there from Perez. Wrong footing the defender.
Majewski has also come on for Temple. Santiago. Relief there for the Owls and their fans.
Well, it's a little frustrating for Temple because, yes, they've absorbed a lot of pressure. But when they have the chance to get organized and keep their defensive shape, they look very competent as a team.
They have been outstanding defensively this season.
They just haven't found a way to connect those passes and get into the attacking half with any consistency. And it's tough.
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest things to do in soccer is to change and transition from one side of the ball to the other. And when you have a player like Cal Jennings that you're defending, it makes it doubly difficult.
Fancy passing there, Barry, along with Mendoza.
If Temple can find a way to control the ball and keep some possession, perhaps they can get their outside backs of Suarez and Bourget up into the attack a little bit and occupy Barry and Vivi as defenders instead of allowing them to join Jennings in the attack with the gay abandon they seem to be doing at the moment.
Barry, also out of France, junior, 2 goals, 2 assists. 2017 second team all-conference player. Player down on the field, and they'll stop play and the clock at the moment. It appears to be number 8 down, Andres Charles.
Nice handshake between him and Perez. Charles Pereira was getting into the attacking half for Temple. There was the tackle. Perez clearly touching the ball, and then the momentum of the Temple midfielder just takes him into contact with Perez, and
right into his hip in an uncomfortable area. Andres Charles, sophomore from British Columbia. Well, Lefebvre at 6'9". You wonder if the basketball team's doing a little recruiting job on Simon, as well as he moves around. Again under duress. All the way deep into the corner. Rolling it out of bounds.
You just wonder how many times he does get asked whether he plays basketball or not.
Yeah. Probably the surprised looks when he says he plays soccer, right?
Yep.
Particularly around Philadelphia. That's a hoop central, right? Moving forward, directing it. Doza and Barry.
A little too easy defensively there from Karani. Overcommitted, allowed the pass down the flank.
And here comes another corner kick, as 126 of them leading the conference coming into the action, and they are piling up the corner opportunities here this evening. Knight Nation behind the goal. They got a hug from Cal Jennings already tonight after he tallied his 14th goal. That looped out front, loose ball. Back into the 18.
Yes.
Towards the far post, a score! What an angle! Lofted in by Villalobos. Vega. Magical goal scored by Mauricio. Sophomore from Costa Rica. That is his first of the season, to go along with 3 assists.
Well, we've seen 6 goals in tournament play here in Orlando, and 3 of them have come off of corner kicks in the second phase. Wonderful placement there, as it seemed as though Villalobos came from an offside position, but when the ball was played, he was onside. It was perfectly legal. And just drops the right shoulder, curls it into the far post. Beautifully finished goal from Villalobos.
Well, let's go downstairs to Haley.
3 goals for UCF. As mentioned, that UCF fans are excited right now, and since UCF over beginning in the 2017 season, the Knights have only lost 2 games on this field in Orlando, so they have an .800 winning percentage. Not too bad.
Yeah, that's pretty respectable, isn't it? All right, dominant performance here for the Knights. And there's Cal taking a break with about 9.5 minutes to play first half.
And you're 3-0 up. Rest the star player.
There you go. Could be an important final 9 minutes here for the Owls. Can they make a run? Can they create at least a few chances here, if not get a goal?
Well, with Jennings off the pitch, maybe it will open things up a little bit and the back four for Temple can relax a little bit and get the outside defenders into the attack a little bit more. And Temple doing a really good job of forcing UCF into that long ball. Just not able to control the second or third ball from the clearance. And the ball goes back to the goalkeeper, and UCF play dangerously on the back line, and Coach Rowland will be scratching his head as to what he needs to do to put the goalkeeper under some more pressure or force him into an error. Edel gets the ball away once more.
Perez, Barry attacking into the 18. Loose ball again in the box, but Temple able to clear. UCF just absolutely swarms when that ball enters the area.
We talked about transition in the game, and we've mentioned it already in this first half. UCF do such a good job, and the good teams do such a good job. Transition from offense to defense and back. As Temple got that ball from the UCF attack, the Knights were back in numbers, not allowing Karani anywhere to go with the ball.
Huddle precariously waited a little bit long there, surprisingly. Sean Karani was right next to him. A little risky.
The goalkeeper's got some confidence in his abilities. He's just going to keep the ball at his feet. 3-0 up, 7 minutes to go in the first half. Why not?
Yeah. Goalkeeper of the year in the conference 2 straight seasons. Let's say he knows what he's doing. You can see the moon peeking through here above the UCF soccer and track complex. Been an overcast day here today in Orlando. The coats are out here in the stands. You dust off those coats, take them out a few times a year down here in Florida.
Everybody's thankful they can switch the AC off.
Yep, open a window. Karani is a good one. Darting to his right, getting the edge. There's the cross. And deflected again, hitting the deck. Back in, and that shot wide to the right. Great opportunity, best chance yet for the Owls here tonight.
Suarez getting forward from the left back position. Better possession in the attacking half for Temple. That allows the defenders to get forward and join the attack. There was a lot of power on this shot. Not the accuracy that was needed, though.
UCF sideline shouting instructions to their players. Coach Calabrese, assistant coach James Davies. There were 5 minutes remaining in the first. 3-0 all UCF. That'll be it. Foul committed by Karani. Sean, 3 goals, 3 assists. Just a freshman from Kenya.
Reaching in.
But he came through the Sporting Kansas City Academy. Also signed with Swope Park in 2017, but has trained quite a bit with the senior team.
Well, these players will be hoping to make it to the next level. Whether it be MLS or the USL. So many professional levels now available to these players once their college career is done. It doesn't, not necessarily playing game days are over once you graduate.
Well, Karani will rest. Owen Goronsky, excuse me, Andrew Burkhart. onto the pitch. Nice touch pass, moving forward. Darting down the far sideline. The Owls can build. On the attack they come. Frendock. Bourget into the 18. Deflected. Uddle. Diving save to the right off of the volley. Beautiful chance there for the Owls. They have stepped it up here in the final 9.
I think it was Villegas with the touch. The substitution of Cal Jennings by Coach Calabrese is what has been the difference as far as Temple is concerned. With Jennings off of the pitch, it's allowing the outside backs for Temple to get forward a little bit more. And that is pushing UCF under some pressure.
Oh, what a move by Barry here. Had the crowd oohing an eye. A little hesitation move. It froze his defender. Temple. 2.5 minutes. Love to find the back of the net. Get themselves back in this one a bit. Punched out there by Uddle. Transition opportunity. Here come the Knights. Organizing here. $15-match unbeaten streak for this Knight team. Or UCF. The only loss this season was way back in August. It's 2-1 at Wake Forest. And unbeaten since. A draw on September 6th against Penn State. And the draw at SMU on the 6th of October, 3-all. SMU, that's who waits the winner of this one in the championship.
1 minute, less than 1 minute remaining in the first half. Less than 1 minute remaining in the first half.
There's a pull down of Perez.
And Burkhart there, just hand on the shoulder. Perez is going to go down as soon as he feels that contact.
Thomas Ness is out of Norway. Sophomore. Queuing it up. He's got a half a minute to work with. Ness directs it in. Far post. Lefebvre takes it out of the air.
Easy enough for the goalkeeper. The worst set piece from UCF. But not a bad way to end the first 45 minutes in which they have been dominant.
3, 2, 1.
The seconds tick off, and that will bring us to the close of the first half. It's all the 1 seed, the UCF Knights, with Uddle in net, and just a furious offensive attack. Relentless activity through the first 45. Knight Nation can relax and go get some snacks, as Haley will join head coach Scott Calabrese right now. Haley.
Coach, 3 first-half goals for your group. What did you like about your team's offensive effort?
Well, I think we were aggressive. We created a number of good chances. our movement in the final third was good, and obviously to score 3 goals in the first half that's obviously important, very important.
Temple got a couple of looks there at the end of the second half. Where would you like to see improvements from your side in the second half?
Well, I think when we can effectively build up and when we keep possession, it leads to us not really conceding counterattacking moments. So I mean, we just have to continue to do what we were doing and make sure we insulate ourselves against the counter.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Haley. Yep, moon over Orlando. And it's all Knights here at night. 3-0 at the half. We'll go to break here in the semis from Orlando.
When we say charge on, we commit to do extraordinary things, to put in the work, to be smarter and stronger, to let them know we're coming. Charge on! Charge on!
Hey everyone, hope you're having a great start to your week. Thanks for joining us on an all-new episode of the American Mailbag. Alongside Andy Gresh, I'm Haley Outen. Andy, hard to believe we're 12 weeks into this show. The questions are still flowing in. Loving the increase in response throughout the course of this season.
Yeah, it's been a ton of fun to be able to interact with you rubes and plebes out there and know that we thank you and love you. And I say that you're the rubes of college football with love and affection. You're not the people voting for the top 25 or the college football playoff or anything like that. But no, in all seriousness, this has been really fun. And it's interesting, Haley, week to week, to see the reactions of certain fan bases, as will be evidenced today, I'm sure.
Yeah, some real personalities, I think, have started to shine throughout the course of the season. We have some regulars now.
Meek Mill.
He participated this week,
He
so
did?
we'll get to
Good,
him. He's
Nick.
back.
Good.
Yes. But also, James Cox has been a regular on our weekly show, and he wants to know, why do his Knights struggle so much on the road versus playing at home?
I wish I had that answer. I mean, that's a great question because there is a big difference between those home and road splits. I think some of it might have been sort of how that quarterback situation was evolving. You got a freshman quarterback. You're going to have some issues on the road. I wish I had a real pinpoint, here's the problem type answer, other than when you've got some young players in key spots, maybe you can get some variance there. I also think, too, Haley, that this is hey, UCF is supposed to be undefeated every year now because they had their big, long winning streak. And I hope Knights fans have the ability to appreciate the year that they're putting together, even though it may not be a championship season.
Well, hey, how about Tulsa, though, coming up with a big win finally? Next question from the Golden Hurricast. That's awesome.
Nice.
How does Tulsa's big win over UCF impact both of these teams going forward?
Well, let's start with Tulsa, since the Hurricast was the one who asked the question. And look, they finally broke through that glass ceiling, right? We've seen Tulsa bang away and bang away. I don't want to use a Greg Schiano line, but they kept chopping wood, and finally it ended up going their way. So I think for Tulsa moving forward, they now know what they have to do to finish a football game, and that's going to pay dividends down the road. And then for UCF, look, if Cincinnati now holds serve, I mean, they're almost right now the winners of the American East already because of that. So what Tulsa did do was probably put the old stake in the heart of the UCF championship aspirations, which, look, if I'm Phil Montgomery in Tulsa, I'm saying, look, boys, here's what we did. We knocked those buggers out, for crying out loud. That's something that football teams that are building can really sink their teeth into.
Hey, speaking of championship aspirations, we have Todd Posey thinking ahead. He says, should we start printing the ECU Tulsa 2021 AAC Championship game t-shirts yet?
I got to tell you, I like it. I love the bravado. And look, ECU with Mike Houston. We've been talking about Mike Houston all year, Haley, that he'll eventually get ECU where they need to get to. And look, Tulsa, they're building, they're battling, they're competing. No reason to think they can't be in the mix 2 years from now.
From Dave Connell, forget the hate towards Memphis. Why do you hate Navy? This team is legit. Go Navy, beat Notre Dame. Andy, why do you hate so many teams?
Okay, so let me just ask Dave Connell, right? what have I said that would make you think I hate Navy? It was for what, 3 weeks on this show that I was talking about the Navy defense, okay? And you might be a honkopotamus for Navy. However, no one expected the Navy defense to play this well this year. And I think if you did the old, truth serum with Coach Niumalataloa, he would even say, hey, listen, defensively, we might have some issues. They've been great this year. I don't hate Navy. The problem is if I don't jump up on this table and start hucking donuts and screaming that Navy or your favorite team is going to win the conference championship, you think I hate them. I don't. They got a big one coming up against SMU to find a way to remain in that whole tiebreaker race in the West. Navy's done a great job this year, but it goes to show the depth in the American that they could be a 1 or a 2 loss team and not factor into the conference championship game. That's just stating the facts, not hating on him.
Take it easy on this guy. He has a good heart.
No, but I mean, good grief. So early in the year, it was some guy from Temple was going nuts until they gave up like 50 on defense back-to-back, and that guy shut up. Now we got somebody yelling at me about Navy. The whole city of Memphis, minus Jerry Lawler, apparently hates me because I don't kiss their rear end enough. So, you can't win for losing. I guess it's just a part of the job.
Okay, moving on. David Wendt, what does Tulane need to do to go on the road and beat Temple?
Well, it really depends on what Temple defense kind of shows up. There's a good Temple defense and a bad Temple defense. And I think the Temple defense will struggle against Tulane. Tulane's going to run the ball on them. I think Justin McMillan will be able to throw the ball complimentary enough, but will Temple really be able to slow down that run game? That's the hard thing in getting ready for Tulane, is that we know they can run the ball. The quarterback has the ability to run it as well. I think what Temple's got to do is produce some turnovers, and they got to make a big special teams play to be able to win that game. But for Tulsa, keep doing what you're doing. That's a really good team.
Yeah, and for Tulane and Temple, they both have 2 losses in conference play, so both of these teams fighting to stay alive.
Right. I said Tulsa, not Tulane. There you go. Right. Don't worry. Somebody will yell at me on the questions next week that I screwed up the T teams.
All right, from Joshua Evans, why is it when Memphis and SMU score 100 points, naysayers say bad defense, but Alabama and LSU put up a basketball score, they say great offense? What's up with that? Ease up on Memphis's defense.
You know what? He's not wrong, quite honestly. And Josh, I think what it is it's the perception of the leagues is really what it comes down to. When you look at it in a in another Power 6 league that people have said, well, they're hand to stamp, this is the greatest league ever, you're going to get those kinds of perceptions. Whereas when people look at the American, it's the whole, well, they must not be able to play defense. No. Memphis can line up and score pretty much with anybody in the country, and they may end up getting a chance to prove that. So I think it's all perspective. It's all the way the national media shapes it, and it's a really good observation. I think, Haley, I've even gotten to the point now to where if you're holding teams to 28 points per game and you can score, you're probably playing good enough defense to win 75% of your games now in college football. And back when I played in the 90s, it wasn't even close to that. If you were over 17 points a game, those defensive coaches were going nuts and screaming at you.
All right, your guy, Nicholas Milton.
Meek Mill.
Tulane travels to Temple this weekend, and I'm curious, what is the biggest key matchup we should look out for? He's thinking it's Tulane's offense against Temple's defense.
Yeah, I completely agree with old Meek Mill here. And again, I like this Tulane offense. I like their diversity in running the football. And the one thing that I think that Willie Fritz has done is it's not just about one guy on their offense. And that's what's going to be tough for any team to be able to stop Tulane throughout the rest of the year. That said, I know that Tulane on the road, to me, I wonder if weather would affect them, right? Because we know it's starting to get cold here in the Northeast. You're going to Philadelphia in November. If you get a day that's, say, 30 degrees and blustery, how will the dudes from New Orleans handle it? I think that might be one of the key factors in this one if you get a sideways weather day.
All right, last week's Adidas winner, it's the great Youngkin Charlie Brown. He says with 7 teams already bowl eligible and 2 still in the running, at the end of the season, how many American teams will we see playing in bowl games?
Wow, that's a great question, because there is a part of me, Haley, that wonders if there's going to be like there's going to be so many spots, right? If you're bowl eligible, you're gonna get picked to go to a bowl game. So, boy, the final number's tough because I'm trying to think of the schedule in my head, and now I ask me a question, I'm going to beat my head off the table.
On the spot?
I mean, you know, I go 7. Is that right? Does that make sense? 7 who would be able to go, and you know, look, don't get me going on the bowl system, okay? Like, seriously, like, I don't want to start cutting a promo on the whole bowl system, but I think we're going to have over half of FBS college football playing in bowl games this year. So it's great. It makes you feel good by the end of the year, and it's great for the American to be able to say that they'll have X amount of teams that are going to go to bowls. But when you're in, you know, directional bowl X in early December, for me, as an old football player, there's something to kind of, you know, I don't know if I get hot and bothered for all of those bowls the way other people do.
Undeniable. Undeniable.
Purdy scores!
3 strikeouts in a row.
Dominance for a 4th straight year.
Hueso from 30!
Unbelievable.
And be able to celebrate this type of championship.
There's the record breaker. They are the champions of the American.
Discovery. It can come from any direction, in places new and familiar, but often starts from within.
Big changes are on the way.
Three to nothing Knights here at the half. We prepare for second half action. All UCF in the first. They outshoot Temple 11-3. 6 shots on target for the Knights, just 1 for the Owls. We'll take a look at the highlights of the first half.
Well, Cal Jennings trying to get on the end of a world-class cross from Barry. Just a little bit over the crossbar. This one wasn't. It was beautifully headed off of the set piece into the back of the net by Ephraim to start the scoring off. Dean getting forward down the right flank, did so frequently. Cal Jennings just over the top of that ball with that sliding effort. And Cal Jennings, he knows how to put the ball in the back of the net. You give him enough chances, and a beautifully placed right-footed effort past the diving Lefebvre to give the Knights a 2-0 advantage as he goes and hugs his fans behind the goal. And this probably the pick of the 3. Beautifully finished curling effort into the far post by Villalobos as he just drops the right shoulder and then puts the right foot around the ball. Curling effort, and the goalkeeper no chance.
Yeah, that was gorgeous, wasn't it, Matt?
It was a beautiful effort.
2 assists on the half for Luis Perez, who entered the action with 9 on the season. Second team all-conference player Luis Perez setting up 2 of the 3 Knights goals. And if you're the Temple Owls and head coach Brian Rowland, what is the message? I guess they finish the half on a better note. Take that into the locker room.
They've got to take some confidence and solace from the fact that they did play better to close the first 45 minutes. created some opportunities. They've been disciplined defensively. They've had good team shape. They just have to find a way to turn that into some possession in their attacking half. And when they're able to do that, they look dangerous and put some pressure on Otel in goal for UCF. He had to make a pretty good save at the end of the first half to keep a 0 on his side of the score ledger. Cal Jennings is back out there. And UCF are more than just one player. They are a very good team. Don't get me wrong, but the attention that is given to Cal Jennings really disrupts the opposition. But now, because they're 3-0 down, the outside backs for Temple, Suarez and Bourget, they have to make sure they get forward. And just really trust that Kaye and Johnson can do the job on Jennings by themselves.
Coach Calabrese and the Knights without Yoni Sorokin here tonight, who is out with battling a nagging injury. They're hoping to have him back Saturday. Yoni, midfielder of the season, big force in their attack. And doing that all without Sorokin. But so many pieces to this team. Jennings, obviously, their star, conference player of the year two seasons in a row. They've got definite options. That cross does not make it through. Bounced down nicely by Jalen Campbell, sophomore from Ontario. All's good start. The second half. Important to get that early score here when you're trailing by 3.
Most important is start on the right foot, put pressure on, get something positive going for you. Obviously, the goal would be the ultimate. A huge collision as Dean was going forward, collides into Suarez. Both players okay. Suarez not asking for a foul, quite satisfied with the throw-in.
The sideline said no fouls, guys.
Where it becomes disconcerting and affects morale is if you're putting your best effort forward and you have nothing to show for it as far as even a shot is concerned. And Temple at this moment want to make sure that they battle that as a player for UCF goes down. Advantage played.
Bibby to his right. His shot is blocked. Karam's out of bounds. So it'll be a throw in for UCF.
Player is still down at the halfway line. There's the shot, and Suarez deflecting the ball.
Now the clock is stopped.
Hernandez giving his teammate a helping hand. Both legs are shake. So perhaps the wind was knocked out of his teammate. Still trying to figure out who it is that's down on the deck. He's up now.
Try to get a number for you. There's Perez having a discussion with the official.
I thought it was, but you know what I'm like with his number 10.
We're a bit away from the pitch here because you have the track around the soccer field.
Oh, you're being nice. My eyesight is just bad, Harry.
Oh, listen, I'm relying on you. My eyes are worse than yours, I think. Ephraim, it's like with his first goal as a UCF Knight headed in. That was the opening goal of this match. Working with Jonathan Dean. Suarez hits it across midfield. Ellis and Lucas Fernandez, who has assisted 5 times this season for the Owls, leads the team in assists. Luis Perez dropped from behind, draws the whistle. Help to his feet by Fernandez. Fernandez, all second team player for the second straight season. Andres Hernandez Bentancur standing over this one. Ness is also there. Ness runs by it. Curved in to the edge of the box, right back to Bentancur. Now it's Ness, his cross. Headed out of the 18.
Oh, disappointing set piece, but again, UCF keeping the ball alive in their attacking half, maintaining the pressure.
Match unbeaten streak for this very talented Knight team. And Temple coming off their first ever tournament victory, that big win at Memphis to advance here to Orlando. Physical there, they play on. Drop to the turf was Vivi. Good ball movement.
That's just good possession. Coach Calabrese asked before halftime, saying that he just wants his team to maintain the possession. So if UCF have the ball, the opposition don't.
Yeah, tough to make up 3 goals then.
And off the clearance, UCF have the ball. Just more of as you were. Turned over a little bit easily there. Off the foot of Ness.
I was looking to push forward. Gaye. I'll go UCF's direction. Crowd trying to stay warm here in Orlando. Got some knit hats out here. The temperature in the 60s. Nice anticipation of play there from Majewski. Unable to keep it in play. Good stab at it from Gino. So many talented players. Talking about Jennings and some of the stars here, and options post-collegiately. You got the MLS, USL now in the U.S. Of course, all the foreign leagues. Where do you see some of the stars that we'll see this weekend moving on to? How far up the ladder in your estimation, Matt?
Well, you look at a player like Cal Jennings, and you'd think that he would get a really good look as far as the MLS Super Draft is concerned. Of course, you got the academies and USL Championship Division I and Division II as well. Cal Jennings certainly is one of those players that I would imagine
will be a high draft pick.
He'll get a high draft pick. We'll see him playing at some point in the professional ranks.
Any of the other guys you feel a good grasp on? There's certainly a lot of talent that we'll see, particularly with the Mustangs and the Knights roster.
You look at players like Costa for Mustangs and McLaughlin. I mean, they're certainly players. I mean, Costa's not there yet, but they are players that will certainly see or garner the attention of the next level. But all of these players are going to get looked at. You play significant time at the college level, and
yeah,
you know, you'll get a look in.
Yeah, great depth in the conference throughout these rosters. Oh, beautiful passing touch pass on the outside. Cross is blocked out of there. Sent in from Gino Vivi, who was assisted 4 this year. Rookie of the year in the conference, Gino.
When you look at Dean, the way he's playing, flying up and down that flank.
Yeah.
Outside backs, they're not dime a dozen. Richard Senior, he'd be certainly find some time at the next level. And you look at the MLS and you look at the USL, and the rosters are filled with players that have not played at what would be recognized as perennial big soccer schools.
Yeah, they find you.
Or from.
If you can play.
Mm-hmm. Of course, now we're going to get messages from everybody saying that, you know, UCF and Temple are good, historically good soccer schools, and absolutely.
Yeah, no question. UCF ranked 3rd in the RPI. One of the best in the nation. Temple, 37th RPI. Certainly a ton of talent throughout these rosters. Well coached, too, no question.
Actually, one of the players from UConn last year, Bucky John, will be in action on Sunday, playing for Louisville in the USL Cup final.
There you go. Some high quality soccer.
Remember, Coach Reed was very high on Bucky John and his talent. He said he knew that he would be able to play at the next level, and has been proven right.
Yes. We get a good look here for the Owls. They try to reach the back of the net for the first time. Served in right out front. Easy play there for the goalkeeper of the year, Uddle. Not quite what Temple and Coach Rowland had in mind there, Matt.
It was a little too easily there.
Ephraim. Well, Uddle really handles the ball well, doesn't he?
Tremendous with his feet. Lots of confidence. That confidence can get you into some trouble as a goalkeeper on occasion. But so far he hasn't.
Get a little overconfident, right?
Absolutely. That would just stress your head coach out a little bit too much.
Jennings trying to get free. Has already tallied his 14th. Ephraim his first, Jennings his 14th. And a gorgeous goal by Villalobos Vega. And for Mauricio, that was his first goal also. That ball sent in just out front and saved by Uddle. Falling backwards.
Flag is up on the far sideline, offside.
Have another look here.
A little wake-up call, though, for UCF. Ball played in. Dangerous ball. You could see Millis was just offside as the ball was played in. As Adult falls on it, thankfully.
Beautiful service by Lucas Fernandez. Our shot total now 12-3 UCF. Well, it was 10-1, so Miles picking up the pace a little bit. 7-1 shots on goal, a critical stat. And 3 of those 7 reached the back of the net for the Knights. Temple gliding into the area. Temple shouting for a foul in the area. Darting ahead was Sean Karani.
Showing his speed into the box there. All right. This is such an important tackle. Well timed, lunging. Was Hernandez touching it out for the corner kick.
Lillis from the corner. Plays it out high to Suarez, who sails it in. Otto up high. Impressive save by Yannick, who needed all of his 6'2" frame. 200-pound junior.
He was at full reach. I thought that it was a wasted set piece from the corner as the ball was played back, but ensuing cross coming in, tested the goalkeeper.
Jennings bends that one into the box. Vivi. Beautiful passing. Great work. There's the cross. And an excellent defensive play by the Owls. Sliding up front of the 6.
Good soccer intelligence there from Vivi, realizing that he may have been in an offside position. Leaves the ball for the overlapping Dean. Good ball back across the 6. Wonderful defending. Not sure who it was that got the final touch for Temple, but it was an important one.
Oh, what a play by Cal. Pushing it forward, turning the Jets on, taken down just outside of the box. Goal kick. Have another look.
Really well done by Jennings. And then even better was the tackle from Johnson. Had to be sure-footed. He misses that tackle. Jennings is in 1v1 against the goalkeeper.
Good aggressive turn here for the Knights, and Louis Perez already has 2 assists. Splits 2 defenders, gets tripped up. They continue to play. Dean.
It's one of those that frustrates the casual spectator in the game of soccer. Player gets knocked off the ball, turns and remonstrates to the referees. Where was the call? Where was the foul? Well, Mr. Perez, you were just fairly pushed off the ball there.
Yeah.
Get up and play, and you can hear his coaching staff saying, "Come on, Louis, we need you. Get back up. Gotta play."
We'll have a sub coming in momentarily for Temple. Kamara will get set to check in. Freshman from the Bronx. Good turn by Lillis. Played nearly 19 minutes here in the second half. Remain at 3-0 UCF. Jennings motoring up the field. Oh, Jennings was hoping to get it back. Perez unable to deliver the pass back. Taken away by the Owls, and Kaye
That's wonderful defending there from Kaye. He was in a 2v1 situation and comes away with the ball. Understanding of his positioning there. Good sportsmanship too. Goes over and gives Perez a little clap on the shoulder, saying, hey, that was a good battle there, mate.
So substitutes will check in. Majewski back along with Mara, as they will replace Lillis along with Fernandez.
Karani going further up the pitch as well.
UCF also will send in a sub. Richard Amon, the senior from Ghana.
Congratulations from the staff to Perez. Job well done. And we'll see him back in this game or not. We'll wait and see. Temple are trying to stretch the field, Ari.
Yep. Luis Perez will take a break with Amon coming in. That ball ricochets off ahead. It ended up forwarding in one hop to Uddle with a couple of cherry and white jerseys there.
It would have been interesting whether Kamara would have been in an offside position had that ball made contact with the number 19.
Coach Calabrese and his staff voted coaching staff of the year, the second consecutive season. Now, this team actually lost 10 seniors from last year's squad, brought in 11 new Knights. It's not an easy task for a coaching staff to adapt that many new faces.
It always impresses me with the college staff year in, year out, that they have to go out and recruit players. Certainly you're doing that anyway, but particularly at the college level, identifying players that are going to want to come and play for you happens earlier and earlier in a player's career as well. It can be really difficult to reload each and every year, but good coaching staff find a way to get the job done.
Haley's got something on the sideline.
Yeah, guys, although Temple maybe didn't get the start that they wanted to tonight, when you look back at their season as a whole, it's something that head coach Brian Rowland is really proud of. When you look back to the start of the year, this team lost 5 of their first 7 games, but in the last 10 games, they've only lost 2. So it's been an extremely resilient group. And when coach looks back to how they started, he said a lot of teams could have just folded under those circumstances, even though that they were playing tough opponents. But this team has had belief all year long, and they had enough to do so to turn it around in the second half of the season.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Haley. It's been a very solid second half of the season. They had that 5-match unbeaten streak, which was only snapped in double overtime down in Dallas against SMU 2-1. They go on the road, defeat Memphis in the quarterfinals of the tournament. Amon, his cross, and score! Jennings with a big smile on his face. He's going to go say thank you to teammate Richard Amon, who has picked up his second assist of the season for Jennings, goal number 15. That's his second of the night.
Oh, it was a wonderful goal. Lovely team effort. Jennings, in the end, it's an easy finish from inside the 6. The ball played on the inside and out to Amon, who continues his run. Good cross, beats the goalkeeper. There's Jennings to say thank you very much at the far post. Beautiful effort, beautiful time run. Really nicely done, and recognition from Jennings and his teammates to nowhere the congratulations needs to be going for that effort.
And Cal Jennings, just tremendous. Any hopes or dreams by the Temple Owls about coming back to take this one may have just been squelched with that fourth up on the board.
Haley talking about the resilience of the team, and we've seen it tonight. We've seen it in this tournament. They scored so late just to get to this point. And then in this match, down 3-0, after halftime, the team could have just come out and folded up the tent and said, okay, we're done. But they haven't done that. They're continuing to play. And now they're just really, they're playing for pride.
Yeah, Coach Rowland going to the bench a bit here.
Coach Rowland and his team will not give up.
Appears they brought some speed off of the bench.
I think it was Ness, perhaps, who was involved in the build-up to that fourth goal.
Rare giveaway by UCF here. See if Temple can capitalize off it. Brent Johnson.
It's just one of those good goals that was scored. I consider a good team goal. It's never going to win goal of the month or anything like that because it's not spectacular, but it's one that pleases coaches because of the ball movement, because of the player movement.
Excellent execution. Coach Calabrese and his staff. About 25 minutes in, it was 3-0 at the break. It's now 4-0 after Jennings' second tally of the night. Well, Night Nation, expect to see them back in full force Saturday night for another rematch between SMU and UCF for the conference championship. Last two won by the Mustangs.
Well, if it's anything like the barn burner from earlier in the season, of course, Coach Rowland will have something to say that we're writing his team off right now, but 20 minutes left to go in the game. But you would imagine that UCF can see this one home. SMU and UCF 3-3 earlier in the season.
That game played at SMU back on the 6th of October. We expect a big crowd out here Saturday night. And here come the Knights attacking again. Ness. Amon, who just assisted on a Jennings goal. All the way across to the other side. Vega. Jonathan Dean, captain of this team. And UCF would like a nice long possession here, Matt.
Well, they've been doing it all night. Willing to reset the offense. Patient in the buildup. No one to change the speed and go at full pelt when they have to. If it's not on, if Temple have good shape, UCF are quite satisfied just to send things back to the halfway line and see if they can unbalance things out the other side. Create a mismatch, create an unbalance in the back line of Temple, and find a way to get into the attacking third.
They're moving forward. Dean after the nice little inside out move by Amon. Oh, nice spin move by Cal. Pretty stuff.
And that possession makes it so tough for Temple. And you see it, all 11 players behind the ball. And you just clear it. There's no one to clear it to.
And another one. Hat trick time. Like the number on his jersey. Beautiful pass in from Vivi. And Jennings, number 3 on the night.
Again, possession and pressure led to this goal. Another good team goal. Wonderful ball from Vivi. Jennings with the slide, puts it in. A little somersault to celebrate. Temple, with all the possession that UCF have, they're just dropping players back, and then they clear the ball up to the halfway line. They have nobody there to put pressure on. UCF are then able to just possess the ball further up the pitch. Jennings gets a hug from his head coach. His night probably done. Hat-trick on the night. It's so tough for Temple. UCF have been on form, been on song. The possession has been good.
Dean also credited with an assist along with Vivi. Yeah, Jennings, pretty fair night. Could take the rest of the night off, we're pretty certain. After a little bit of frustrating start for Cal. Had a couple chances early that sometimes he connects on. Still ends up with a hat trick. Lillis for Campbell. Burkhart replaces Frendock for the final 16 minutes. Well, 3 straight semifinal matches had gone to double OT, the 2 from last year. The first one here tonight, won by SMU. The 4th one will not be going to double overtime.
I've seen some strange things in the game of soccer, but a team coming from 5-0 down is not one of them.
Oh, good aggressive play here for the Owls. Kamara. Then he gets taken down. Hope he's okay. Ali Kamara, freshman, has been impressive since coming in off of the bench. Trying to shake this off.
Mr. Fernandez indicating a foul earlier than when Kamara ends up on the deck. Villalobos involved in the collision. And Villalobos was involved in the build up to that 4th goal, 2nd for Cal Jennings.
Coach Rowland looking on, hoping that his freshman is okay. See him trotting off. Good sign there. It'll be a free kick for Temple as Arcangeli getting set to check in.
Aggressive play from the goalkeeper. Chooses to punch it clear. I'm surprised that he selected to punch. Wasn't really in a lot of traffic. Thought he could have just caught that ball cleanly.
Temple continuing to work hard. On the approach. Burkhart, corner kick for the Owls. Like to see Temple get on the board. The run they've had here late in the season.
Playing for pride. They would love to get one back.
Across the 18 and through and out of bounds.
It's been that kind of a night. Just haven't delivered the ball, the telling ball when it's needed. And you get a corner kick and don't end up with an opportunity in front of frame.
No, Gino Vivi's night may be done. And that's going to go into the book for that hit. Yellow card coming out and shown to Charles. So Gianluca Arcangeli into the match, freshman from Brazil.
A poor touch, leaving his feet. Easy for Mr. Fernandez to make the decision on the free kick and the yellow card.
Yellow card has been issued to the Temple, number 8, Andre Charles. So this is first one out.
Yannick Uddle tied for first with those 5 shutouts. Ball end up being another corner kick for UCF. He can go in the lead. He's tied for first with Immaculata of SMU with those 5 shutouts for the season.
Corner kick taken by number 23, Thomas Ness.
Thomas Ness again.
The SMU goalkeeper would have a case for being goalkeeper of the year, considering only 12 goals against.
Very true. Ness in swinger, and the 6'9" keeper Lefebvre.
Made that one look easy.
Yeah, he's got the pronunciation and spelling like Brett Favre, with the V actually comes before the R on the spelling. That's Simon Lefebvre.
He throws a B in there just to confuse me, though.
Yes. Which evidently is silent.
I'm not complaining, because
yeah. Some of the fans heading for the exits. About a dozen minutes left.
Well, it's a school night.
Yeah.
Been a lot of youngsters here watching their nights play.
Match started a little late. Good chance here for the Owls. Swing and a miss. A lot of chatter from the sideline. That ball gets away from the Owls. Good opportunity for Temple. Good speed moving forward. Arcangeli bodied off the ball. Gianluca Arcangeli, 4 goals this season.
Credit to him. He stood on his feet. Looked like he was going to go to the ground. He decided he was going to be strong and stay upright.
See some fans there at the top deck. Sometimes they park the car there at the top of the parking lot. Camp out and watch the game from that perspective. Behind the Temple goal. Oh, good fake. Armand, 2 fakes. Now we'll blast it. And that deflected over the crossbar. Good save from Lefebvre. Armand putting on a show. A couple of big time fakes.
Watch the footwork of the goalkeeper here. Beautifully done getting to his near post. So easy to go down quick, anticipating a low shot, but Lefebvre standing tall. Deflects that one out for the corner, along with some fancy footwork there to create the opportunity for himself.
Richard Amon has been impressive since coming off the bench. And that denied Mendoza, but yet another corner kick earned by the Knights. Ten to 2 in corners, the advantage to UCF, and talked about their prowess earning these opportunities all season long. 126 of them coming in.
Impressive is that not only are they earning the corner kicks, they're effective from them as well.
Yes.
What we talk about it's not always that first ball that comes in. Keep the phase of play alive. Second, third phase of play. Keep the pressure on the opponent. At least 3 of the goals tonight have come, if not directly, indirectly from the set pieces of corner kicks.
Multiple substitutions for both teams will come in next opportunity for UCF. Loelio along with DeLeo both come in. Amon departs. Along with Barry. Brundock, Flores, Campbell, Fernandez. Back in. For the final 8 minutes here. UCF football stadium, Spectrum Stadium, just over the far side wall. Addition Financial Arena, where the hoops team plays, just to the other side of the soccer complex. Into the box, moving forward, and then having it broken up. A nice attack there by Franco. Loelio. Good opportunity for Coach Calabrese to use his bench here in the championship tournament.
And now for UCF, it's managing the game, seeing the match out.
Yelling for Itzek to get back on to the defensive side. A turn, a shot is up over the crossbar. Schmalbach. Jonas unloaded there from Venice, Italy. A couple of goals and assists for Jonas this season. Another substitute. Madu Pepra. Gideon checks in, sophomore from Newcastle, England. And Vladimir Mendoza will trot off. Impressive freshman Mendoza is.
Coach Calabrese's going to the bench and bringing in a plethora of players. Important that they continue to concentrate and keep the level of play high for the Knights.
Well, Dean's still on the pitch. The captain from Macon, Georgia. 5 minutes remain here in our second semifinal of the night. All UCF in this one. A beautiful pass ahead. Arcangeli, a bit of freedom here. Inside out maneuver, denied and kicked out by Kaye. Another corner kick for the Knights.
Another good job by Kaye defensively, watching the ball, standing tall. Concedes the corner kick, but not fooled by the fancy footwork from the youngster.
Andres Hernandez Bentancur. Well, the Lobos throwing it in. He may have had the prettiest goal here tonight of the 5.
That wonderful curling effort. The third of the first half, bending in to the far post.
Over and around the 6'9" keeper.
No small feet.
No. Big feet.
When you look at all of UCF's goals, they haven't tried to overpower the ball into the back of the net.
Temple directing forward, but nobody running there with Kaye.
No frustration from Kaye, but the pass had to be delivered a little bit earlier. Perhaps Kamara could have created a little bit more space by moving along the back line instead of vertically up the pitch.
I've been waiting for you to deliver your line about Kaye all game here, Matt. You haven't had a chance. He's had some big defensive plays. He could have brought it out during that. I don't want to steal it from you.
I'll let you put it in your pocket for another time.
For next year?
Uh-huh.
UCF. 2 more shots. Lefebvre. A nice kick save. Yeah, because Pierre, only a junior, so maybe he will be back next year.
Temple keep playing the way they have to close this season. I have no doubt that we'll see them in tournament action again.
Yeah, they continue to improve under Coach Rowland. Just over a minute now. This one, much of the crowd stay in attendance here in the final minutes. Despite the conclusion being determined a while back.
UCF concluding the game as they've played the majority of the 90 minutes in control, in possession.
1 minute, less than 1 minute remaining.
Temple have had some moments. They were disciplined and organized defensively. In the end, UCF just had too much quality. Too many completed passes and created too much possession, too much pressure. Temple could not absorb all of that pressure, all of those chances. Especially when you have someone like Jennings in his form scoring a hat-trick. It's always going to be a long and tough night.
Yeah. This was start to finish. Dominance by UCF. And sometimes it's tough to really be in command for a full 45, and I think they've achieved that here tonight.
They have. They've had a complete game, and I think Coach Calabrese and his coaching staff will be very satisfied with the performance tonight. They'll enjoy it for a moment, and then they will turn their focus towards Saturday.
Well, coaching staff congratulate her. Hopefully we'll be able to get Cal Jennings down with Haley. His hat trick matching his number on his jersey for Cal. 3 goals tonight to up his total to 16 on the season. And they delighted their home crowd here at the UCF Soccer Track Complex. 7 p.m. It will be the final Saturday night, SMU and UCF. And UCF, they're going to be a tough out this year. They're waiting for that first tournament championship. They've won the regular season 2 straight. It's been SMU has taken the championship title. This is a team that's going to be difficult to beat here at home on Saturday.
Oh, absolutely. If they can perform like anywhere near where they have done tonight, it's going to be really difficult for the Mustangs. Coach Hudson was here watching the game this evening, and he knows that his team can compete, can cause problems for UCF. And we've mentioned it, the 3-3 tie earlier in the season. It should be a really entertaining game on Saturday.
Haley's with Coach.
Coach, 5 goals for your side tonight and the shutout. How much of this was a team effort?
Oh, I mean, incredible effort, and exciting for us to be playing in that way at this part of the season. Really exciting for us to create as many chances as we did and to be clinical in front of goal this game. So, you know, incredibly positive result and performance.
Coming up on Saturday night, you'll take on SMU again this season. Played them to a draw earlier this year, but two top 10 programs rather in the country squaring off for this American title. What ultimately do you think will be the key on Saturday night?
Oh wow, SMU's obviously we've met them 3 times in a row in the final, so they're a top team, and they work so hard. They've got such a strong mentality, and I think it's going to be a great game. It's obviously going to be a great game, and I think our guys look forward to it. I think their guys look forward to it. I think it's a rivalry now. I think officially, if you play a team 3 times in a final, that's got to be a rivalry. So, yeah, it'll be a great game, and I think we're all looking forward to it.
You just mentioned it, but the 3rd straight year that you will meet SMU in this final. How motivated is this group on Saturday night to not leave this field without a title?
Oh, it's a massive motivation for this group, just like it is for SMU, right? They're hungry, we're hungry. It's 2 very good teams, and you know, ultimately, I'm sure we want it as much as they do, and it'll be a great game.
All right, thanks, Coach. We'll see you Saturday.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Coach. And Haley, well, there is your updated bracket. The 1 and 2. Here we go again, Matt.
Well, that's what you want. Number 1 and the number 2 seed against each other. As far as records are concerned, the 2 best teams in the conference. It is going to be a fantastic match on Saturday, and not one to be missed.
All right, we've got the star of this game, one of them at least, hat trick. Okay, take it away, Haley.
Cal, for your team, 5 goals tonight, but a hat trick from you. Why was your group finding so much success collectively?
I mean, it's about time we've done this season. We've played really well, and I thought we were just clicking on all cylinders. And even though it was 5 goals, I actually thought Temple was a very good team and played well too.
Coming out tonight, right from the start, how motivated was your team to make sure that you were headed to this final here on your home turf on Saturday?
Extremely motivated. We don't want to leave a final without us playing in it, especially on our own campus. So we were ready to come out, and hopefully we'll give a similar result on Saturday.
After the season that you've had, it's your senior year. This will be the 3rd straight time that you meet SMU in this final. How motivated and focused are you in your final chance in this American Championship to be the champion?
Yeah, we're really motivated. Us and SMU have created a big rivalry, but we're going to take it like any other game, and it's a championship on the line, so we'll go after it.
All right, thanks, Cal. See you Saturday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, good stuff, Haley. Cal Jennings, all smiles, 3 goals leading his team to the semifinal victory, 5-0 over a tough Temple team.
Well, Temple put out a good performance, but it wasn't enough against a quality UCF team that really did a great job tonight, finished their chances clinically.
Yep, too good. The Knights, outstanding. They win it 5-0, marching on, charging on to Saturday to play the SMU Mustangs in the final, 7 o'clock on ESPN3. We'll have it for you. I'm excited to see that one. I think everybody around here will be out and supporting their Knights. Knight Nation will be out in force. SMU has brought many of their crowd here, made the trip to Orlando. For Haley Otten, my partner Matt Stubbington, I'm Ari Shannon. Good luck. Good night, everybody.